welcome back to the Clashing Conferences podcast. We're back after a little bit longer of a hiatus because there's an episode that maybe never happened in between the last time we were on and now. So maybe it'll come out one day. Maybe we'll have to put it on Patreon. I don't know.
We'll see the light of day one day.
So let's get into the results. Let's get right into it and let you guys argue for a little bit.
Yeah, because we did spin a wheel last week.
Yep, we definitely spun a wheel last week, and that no one saw. So I could make this up if I want to, but I didn't. It's legit what happened. So we had, what was it, single player rebounds, and the Knicks, that would be Topher, got a point there for Jay Hart with 16.
Hey, Josh Hart.
And that was your assists, or I'm sorry, your rebounds are higher in like every game. I noticed just going through the stats that your team must be good at that particular thing.
No, they're one of the best rebounding teams and offensive rebounding teams.
And then we had single player assists. That's Celtics with 12. Shard, right?
Shard.
He was a beast this week.
Yeah, he was playing well.
I would say the last two games probably better than Jalen Brunson. Definitely better than Damian Lillard.
Definitely better than Damian Lillard. Honestly.
Tony.
Listen. Playoffs are here,
final
baby.
One. Let me just get this out, and then we can argue, guys.
All right.
The final one was team turnovers, and Mike gets a point for having the team that sucks the most.
See, and that's not how I remember this shit. I remember you saying the person with the most turnovers is going to get minus a point.
Well, that's what I wanted, but that's not what the text said today.
No. That is not what the text said, but that's what happened on the podcast.
That's
I know people didn't see the podcast, but that is what you said. Does anybody else remember that?
I do not.
I knew you would.
Remember that.
And I think this is great because then I put him at 0. And we all get to carry points.
I secretly just want Mike to have a chance. If that's I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
All right. So in the NFL, you can throw a flag, and I remember Greg throwing a flag on something Paul said about rooting for the Eagles or Miami and blah 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 blah. And Steven threw a flag. So I'm challenging the NBA. You get challenges. If you give him a point, I'm challenging. Steven,
if you're challenging that,
you're clipping
I'm challenging the whole idea of carrying points into the playoffs
Dude,
anyway.
That's the producer's rules, man. I don't have nothing to do with that.
The producer's going to come on in the second half to explain his rules since none of us can understand.
All I know is I sat through a Chicago podcast and wrote down the competition things like I always do. And I was expecting you to get minus a point because I wanted to kill you for that. Because I was like, you're going to have 0. And Steven's talking about, I'm pulling for Mike in the second half. And you were like, if you were pulling for me, you wouldn't be carrying points over. Now you got 0. He gets minus a point. Steven, I'm challenging.
No. The host has always been allowed to call shots on these things.
I'm challenging.
You got all the power, Dave.
I'm sticking with it. I don't. And it's in line with what we did the first time. It doesn't make sense to switch it. If I would have done it the other way the first time,
challenging.
Absolutely.
Very sound reasoning.
Take notes. We got to take votes or something.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't
take votes, you lose.
We got 5 people. We got 5 people. It's 50%
okay. Let's take
plus 1, baby.
We can go. We can start now. It's me and Mike.
Well, we already did vote. It was you and Matt against the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Wait,
you lost.
I thought I was on their team.
Oh, you're saying he should get a point?
I thought that's what I said.
To.
I thought that was what I said.
I think we need to go back.
Man on an island.
I think I'm always on an island.
Like the Brunson for MVP argument.
Damn right. Now I think these guys agree with me too a little bit. I think these guys agree.
I thought I said that at the beginning. I thought I said that like you get again like he gets a point, but it's not something you want to be happy about.
No, we talked about this the first episode.
You did
talk
say
about
that.
the
100% agree.
I'm very proud to get a point any way I can get it.
Yes.
I want to know what everybody remembers from last week.
I wasn't sure.
Honesty.
I honestly don't remember, Chris.
All right.
I was not here.
Tony P.
I wasn't here.
You
for
were
that
on the
part.
podcast. You heard it.
But no, I was
you
not
missed the
here
second
for
half.
that part.
He wasn't here for the second half.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. And I was going to say you didn't watch it, but nobody watched it.
Listen,
that got negative views.
Yeah, our real.
So here's the thing, though.
You can't change it. You can't change it mid-season. You gotta
change
keep the
what?
same.
The man
I
said
got a point for that.
the man said when we recorded it's minus. All right, we don't have to keep
There's
wasting.
no
We got
record
to talk
of
about
this, Chris.
sports.
It didn't
there's
air.
going to be a record. I expect a reel. I at least want to be said I was right. All right.
All right. Well, for someone who seems so worried, Chris is in the lead with 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Tony, you have 5, which I'm sorry about your Bucks, but you're doing okay. And Matt with 4, and Mike has 2.
Yeah, boy.
Bullshit.
Catching up 2 weeks in a row with a point.
Like it.
Now I get the Sixers.
Now what else is 2? The Knicks. 2nd seed, baby.
Oh.
Dude.
Told you I wasn't worried about nobody until we played Boston.
Oh, hold on. I want to hear how scared Tony is about the Pacers, because Tony's been talking about the Pacers for a long time. And
he actually has. It's come up a lot.
Tell me about
We're good, right? We can go, right, host? We can kick this off.
Let's go.
All right, Tony, how scared are you?
I mean, I'm pretty nervous. They just scored 157 points in the last game. And, I mean, if we have no Giannis, I don't know how we're going to come up. These are going to be fast-paced games. So I am pretty nervous because I think what I'm thinking they're doing is they're going to sit Giannis the first 2 games and kind of see where they're at. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot of Portis playing. We're going to need a lot of, guys to step up that
Middleton, you need your you guys thought this was going to be
Middleton's going to be there and Lillard's going to be there.
You thought it was going to be a cakewalk picking Lillard up like it was a big deal, and now here he is. Let's see playoff Lillard.
Yep. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where they got to snap it together, and hopefully it will just click. But I mean, the Pacers were 4-1 against us this season, so it's hard to click against. With Giannis, yeah, he was in there. So, but I mean,
would you have rather played somebody else? Like, would you have rather what if you would have got the 2nd seed and then you would have been playing whoever won the game Wednesday night?
Topher were 15-19 in the second half of the season. I mean, we got to beat a team 4 games. So the Sixers are one of the hottest teams right now. I wouldn't want to play the Sixers. So I mean, fortunately, maybe that's better for us. That's what I'm talking myself into. But I mean, the Heat own us just as bad as the Pacers own us. So out of those 3 teams, I think it's you pick your poison. But we're gonna have to play a game that is a game they're not even trying to play right now. They're trying to play games defensively, keep
they're not
games
really
in
good.
the low 100s. Those games aren't going to happen in this series. So
nah,
we'll see.
you guys are going to have problems scoring. Well, I'm going to say you're going to have problems scoring, but you don't really have a very good. I mean, you're not a great defensive team, right? You're not.
I mean, I think they're middle of the pack. They're 15. They're literally like 15 at everything. They're like So
I don't know what was.
I think that defensively, I think they're fine. I think they're gonna. They're gonna have to hit open shots, and they never do in the playoffs. And so we'll see.
Well, you never had Lillard in the playoffs either.
We never had Lillard in the playoffs. You're right. Listen, Lillard's gonna have to be a big. He's gonna have to be a superstar.
According to Mike, anybody when they're the only guy on the team can go out and score 30, 40. So here you go, Lillard. It's your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can plug in any top 50 player and he can go out and, put up 40, 50 points. So
okay, Chris.
I mean, according to you and Corey's logic, I mean, you can just plug anybody in and
but the problem is he can score 30 points, but I mean, then if the games are in the 120s, who's gonna score the other? We gotta have guys score the other 80 points. So we'll see. He's gonna shoot his shots. I know that. He will shoot his shots. I know.
Tony, if it was up to you, would you risk it with Giannis, or would you just say sit him down and just?
So here's my thing that worries me a lot with this team is I feel like in the off season any player could be it's screw this team. So if they play him and he gets hurt, That's that's risky. But if they don't play him, I think I don't know. I'm nervous about it becoming a shit show. And if we lose in the first round, that's how a player like Damian's like, I want out of here, So they really gotta win. I'm picking when we do our votes, I got the Bucks. Listen, it's playoffs, baby. Damian Lillard's here.
There it is.
Damian Lillard's here.
I was gonna say he was real
we're
low
the
key,
3
boy.
seed, we're at home. All right.
You are the home team.
We are the home team.
I like it.
All right.
I thought you were gonna rip your shirt off.
So I mean, listen, they gotta win this series. Everything's down the line. I think so. Listen, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna pray to God we win one of these first 2 games, and Giannis is gonna come back game 3, and it's gonna be a series.
How's he doing?
0-2,
How's he doing? Is he doing all right? You hear anything on him?
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding is Giannis is just a freak of nature, and like his body doesn't injure. And I heard somebody say the other day, like when they won the championship, I totally forgot he had like a pretty freak injury, like his ankle like really got hurt in that one, and he came back and they won the championship. So maybe history will repeat itself, and he's gonna come back, and he's gonna be a unicorn, and he's just gonna drop 50 on the Pacers, and then we're gonna go into New York, and then we're gonna go into Boston. But listen, Matt, no, it's not fair. Your path to the playoffs is insanely easy. It's crazy. I think your first round is gonna be your toughest matchup if it's the Sixers or the Heat.
I'm not going to talk an ounce of smack because just a friendly reminder, the last time we actually won a championship, almost every series went 7 games, so including the first round. So I'm not going to talk an ounce of smack. I'm going to wait to see who we play. Yes, I love that if you two advance, you have to play each other. That makes me happy. But
I hope needed to happen.
Also, but here's the thing. I don't want punching bag opponents, right? Let's say we get to live in a fantasy world where the Celtics just punch their way through the East. Great. But what does that do when you go against the best team in the West?
Oh, yeah, you're not battle tested for that. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of feel like we already did that before with Golden State, so I don't want to do that again. So I don't know. I'd prefer a harder path because then it really makes them earn it and work for it. And then if they actually, if they do it, it'll make winning it that much better. So
I agree with you because, like, I think the easier matchup for us obviously would be like Orlando or Indiana or, or Cleveland, especially Cleveland. I think we own Cleveland. Right. But the tougher matchup is going to be these 2 teams. And in my opinion, I think the Heat matchup for us is worse. I do. They play us tougher. And Embiid's a problem. He's always going to be a problem.
Right. But, like, there's some teams like Philly, they don't scare me because we play them all the time and we always end up beating them. Or
we beat them this year. We beat them when they had him. We beat them when they didn't.
Right. And then there's teams like just as a basketball guy, like
they're not coached as well. They're not as good with. They lose the ball. They turn the ball over more. They're not as sound as a Spoelstra playoff team.
Right.
And if anybody can slow down Brunson, I think he can do it. I think he can figure out a way to do it because nobody can do it right now. Nobody has shut him down. No. He's been the best player in the league since January, and in the last 10 games, he's averaged over 38 points a game. Nobody can stop him right now. He's doing whatever he wants. And he's starting to get calls now. You saw it in the Bulls game the other night. He's finally starting to get calls.
I have a feeling Mike has something to say.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, and this also, before he starts this rapid fire shit and calling out all these stats and saying all this craziness about anybody can do it, he's doing it. And he's the number 1 option without any help. And
he is the number 1 option without any help. And that's why he's scores so many points.
They should be able to stop him, Mike. They should be able to shut him down. They should be able to game plan and stop him. The guy's only 6'1". They can't stop him.
Offense wins in the NBA.
Boston was trying to stop him the other night. I don't want to hear.
The whole league is set up for players to be able to score these days.
It is. Okay? It's how it is in every sport.
When I say that at least half the players in the league have the capability of scoring, that's no joke. These guys are the best athletes in the world. Yeah, and
Mike,
you're going to say one night this one guy came off the bench and had 50. He guy did this. Let me tell you something. There's Tatum, Kyrie, There's Kawhi Leonard and somebody else. I seen a stat today. They only got 10 40-point games, and I know why you're going to say it. And Lillard, he got 11.
Thank you for making my point, Chris.
He got 11
this season.
Ready?
Look what he got going. Well, honestly, that's another thing. I'm gonna say another. I'm gonna go on another
He's
thing.
not better than those guys. He just gets more chances. He took
he's better.
1,648 shots this year. 1,648.
And he made them, and they're doubling him.
You know who took more? Luka, and he only played in 70 games. You know who took more than he did this year?
Played 73 games. That's another thing. He plays games.
Nobody took more shots in the past 4 years.
And he made them.
Your boy did this year. He didn't. He would be. Hey, hold on, Matt. If you gave Tatum the most shots of anybody in the entire NBA, would he be putting up way more points than he is right now?
Yeah, I don't think he'd be shooting as good as like Brunson, but yeah, he
wouldn't be shooting as Brunson.
And I don't think he can do it. Get if you gave him more shots than anybody in the entire NBA?
I don't think they can do it.
A lot more than he gets right now, right?
I'm gonna disagree with you, Mike. I don't think they would do it. I don't think they're gonna shoot as efficient. His efficiency is unreal. He hardly turns the ball over. They're doubling him. They're doubling him at a half court. Boston was trying to stop him the other night, and they couldn't. I don't want to hear Boston wasn't. Boston was trying to win that game.
At us after the last game of the year in Chicago.
I'm always going to throw
shot 42 times. He 30 field goals and 12 free throws. He shot the ball 42 times. Anybody could put up 30 points a night if you're shooting the ball 42 freaking times.
And you know why we're shooting more than everybody else? Because we're good on defense. We're one of the top defensive teams in the NBA, and we're one of the best rebounding and the best offensive rebounding
not
teams in the NBA.
Shooting more than anybody else. It's just Jalen Brunson.
Dude, it's like this every night.
Brunson.
We're doing this every night. And like we got Hart damn near averaging a triple-double.
His stats are so good, and so that's why he scores so many points, because he's getting so many more chances than everybody else.
These other guys ain't shooting. Everybody's efficient. Dante DiVincenzo is playing like almost the... First of all, we have a totally
really well.
He is. This is another reason why I think Tibbs should be coach of the year. We have like totally different squad.
My whole
we have a totally different squad than we had the first half of the year.
Overinflated by the usage that he gets. Go back. I had to go back to years where like Russell Westbrook was the only guy on the Thunder before you found somebody that shot as many times as Brunson did this year. And those, when Russell Westbrook was getting that kind of usage, he was putting up a triple-double every night. As soon as he goes to a team where he's not getting that kind of usage, what's he doing now?
And it ain't like our other guys ain't shooting.
He's no good no more.
It ain't like our guys ain't scoring and he's shooting good either.
He's not the only one doing it.
Brunson's by far. Brunson's not shooting, dude. Look at his percentages.
Did you say Brunson's not shooting?
He's shooting like He's shooting like 25 to 30 shots a game. That's what he's shooting. He's efficient as hell. He's almost 48%.
So
he's
if
making almost every shot he's taking.
And he really is MVP level caliber, then tell me this: why are the best decision makers? People who know way more about basketball than the five of us combined are ever going to know. Why they
let him go? Because Mark Cuban don't know basketball.
Off the Olympic team. Why isn't he a good enough player to make an Olympic team? Brunson.
He was on the Olympic team.
Not this year. He didn't. Just
he was on the Olympic team. Yesterday, he was on the Olympic team.
He was on that the crappy one.
He just led the Olympic team.
On with the best 15 players.
He didn't start all that he's been doing. And this is another reason why I would give Tibbs coach of the year. This is another reason why I'd give Tibbs coach of the year. He didn't start doing this till his second half of the year last year for the Knicks. He wasn't this player till the second half of the year. Second half of the year last year in January till the playoffs, he averaged 27 points a game. What's her name? With Randall playing, and that's what what's her name's doing now. And then the second half of the year, this year he turned into a better player. I still don't think we've seen the best of him. You wait till the playoffs.
You didn't even see the best of him yet. It's going to get worse in the playoffs.
You didn't even see the best of him yet.
I kind of think I cracked the code here, like to help Topher.
Hold on, you gotta give me this one, Matt. You gotta give me this one thing. What he just said about the best people that know more than any of us. Then why is the Giants keep Daniel Jones? Why does all these guys pay him? And all you guys don't.
Are you talking?
Now hold on. So listen. I got a point here. That GM knows a hell of a lot more, and that coach knows a hell of a lot more than me, you, Randy, Greg, Paul.
No, we're the GMs pay him in fantasy land. We're the GMs.
I'm just bringing that up.
Hold on, I figured out.
You love Daniel Jones. What are you talking about?
I do like him. I'm just saying, why do they keep him? But all you guys know more than them guys. Guys get paid millions of dollars to do this.
Yeah, nobody's.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
We're not acknowledging that. And I did look it up. It looks like Jalen Brunson was snubbed by the Olympics for 2024.
He didn't start doing what he was doing until he became a Knick.
They just named the team today. They named the team 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's
not on it. Why not?
I'm just saying he was on the last Olympic team
4 years ago.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
Hey.
I knew this was going to happen when we got in.
All right, hold on, chill. I understand where you're coming from finally, ready? Because here it is. When the Celtics had to rebuild, we got IT, and he helped restart us on a different trajectory, right? So you have Brunson, who's like IT on steroids, so I get it. As long as this guy keeps going on the path that he's on, right? IT was dancing outside the MVP talk, wasn't he? He was putting up 30-something, 40-something a night, right? Wasn't he? Same as Brunson. He didn't win MVP, but they were a good damn team, and he led them. But he got hurt, and he wasn't, 6'1" and bigger, and you know what I mean? Maybe age too. I don't know. But I get where you're coming from. He's a rocket you want to attach yourself to because he's on the right path. You get the right pieces and he stays healthy, it keeps going. We got the draft picks. We got free agents. We got trades. So I get it. You're excited because, we were only in that rebuild for a couple of years, and it sucked. So you've been rebuilding since Moses wore short pants. So
it was awful. Knicks haven't been good in forever, and they are putting good pieces around him. And that's what I'm saying too. This roster totally flipped, and then we played 90% of the year without other starters.
Right,
Mitchell Robinson's a starter. Hasn't had him. Randall starter. Anobi 50 games he played for us. He only played 23. You know what our record is in them 23 games? 20-3.
Right.
Like, if we're a totally different team. We're like one of the best defensive teams in the entire NBA when he's on the floor. So we're adding pieces. DiVincenzo, you act like he ain't doing anything. He's probably one of the best two guards in the NBA right now, the way he's playing. Just the way, I'm not saying he is. I'm saying the way he's complimenting him and playing. And then Josh Hart, how many triple doubles has he had since January? He didn't do this stuff anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a trend here. Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, Preston Achua, all these guys that nobody even really talked about. Thibodeau, baby. He's building a roster, playing the way he wants to play. We got a hell of a coach. He's going to get paid. Brunson's going to get paid. We're going to keep Anobi. I'm telling you, I wouldn't even want to bring Randall back right now. I like the chemistry. I like what we got. We're 20-3.
Is there a chance he comes back in the playoffs? I haven't seen anything on that.
I think if he would, this is another thing. We won 50 games with all this crazy shit happening, all these guys being out. Brunson carried us the whole time. The only option. Everybody game planning for him every night, right? We still win 50 games. You imagine if this team stayed healthy? This team would be like 55, 56, maybe 57 wins. This team's sick. You didn't even see, you guys forgot what they did in January. In January, they won like 14 out of 16 games and blew the Nuggets out by 38 on their home court. Now, I think it was in New York, but we beat the Nuggets by 38. We ended the season on a 5-game win streak, beating the Bulls twice, beat the current number 2 seed and the number 1 seed in their building. Wait a minute. Yeah, that wasn't, I guess that was, was that in Boston? Or was that in New York when we just whooped that ass the other day?
Yeah, that was the first win out of 5, I think.
It was the one that matters. It's the one that you guys were trying to beat us. You guys got whooped by Bucks the night before, and you were like, all right, let's just go out here and let everybody know we're the number 1 seed, and you got punched in the mouth.
I don't even know why they had the starters out there, to be honest.
Because you wanted to beat them, and you left them out when you were down 20. You wanted to beat them, and you got embarrassed.
You're lucky you didn't play our bench. Our bench would have gave you guys that
Your bench did.
Yeah.
When they took our starters out with 7.5 minutes ago, you cut the lead to 9.
Yeah.
When we took Brunson out.
Not every team is leaving their best 3 guys out there in every situation to rack up stats.
Listen,
Brunson could have had 40. They took him out. That would have been his 3rd 40-point game in a row. Yeah. He won 4 Players of the Week in the last month of the season. He got the Eastern Conference Player of the Month at the end of the season.
I'll tell you what.
He's averaging 38 points a game in the last 10 games.
Chris, that Bulls game, you won in spite of him. He was awful down the stretch.
I disagree with that.
Hey, he dropped 45.
The game we went to?
Down the stretch.
I disagree with that.
He was
Jalen Brunson was the best player on the court.
No, I think he's talking about
the last couple minutes.
I think he's talking not the game we were at. I think he's talking about the last game to get the number 2 seed on Sunday.
Yes, yeah.
That game, it was a little off. But that building would have blew.
You guys did not deserve the win. That was a good game. You did.
But that building would have blown up if he would have hit that shot in regulation to win it, though.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't like the play, though, Tony. I agree with you. I wanted isolation on top of the key, and I wanted him to take Caruso to, like, the top of the key, like, inside the three-point line. He was doing it to him all day. He did it to him. Caruso's one of the best defenders in the league, guarding guards. He couldn't even stop him. He couldn't do nothing. He did get one block on him. He got one steal on him, but he couldn't stop him. He put 45 on him the other night, and he put 30-some on him the other night.
Topher, there was some back and forth.
Brunson's a better scorer than Melo, guys. I'm telling you. He's a better scorer than Melo. He did more for us than Melo ever did for us. Brunson's a better scorer than Melo.
Well, we got to see if this guy can get him out of the first round, too.
He's going to. He's
going to get the heat.
But what he did for us, Mike, he's already surpassed what he did for us.
You just said he was a better scorer than one of the best scorers to ever come through the NBA.
I'm talking about the present Melo on the Knicks. Brunson's done more for us than he
Give
has.
Melo 30 shots a night.
He was taking tons of shots. Go look that up. You like to bring that on to the next episode. I'm curious. I want to hear that. I know he didn't average what he averaged. I know he wasn't averaging 28 a game. He was averaging like 26 or 27.
Who's better, Allen Houston or Brunson?
Brunson. It's easy. This is the biggest star we had since Bernard King.
This is the same argument we had to deal with during football, Matt.
No, it ain't.
Brunson is now the best player that's ever lived.
That's not what I'm saying.
Never will be any better.
He's the best star we had since Bernard King, and what he's doing is amazing. And you guys just need to like get off and get out of like your hometown and just. I know you got to wait. You'll see. Mainstream will be saying it. Stan Van Gundy said it the other night. He knows.
They're only going to be saying it for about a week or 8 or 9 days until the Knicks are out.
We'll be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Dang.
Oh, it's about to get so real so quick.
We'll be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right, wait. So Mike has his new team, correct?
I'm riding with the Sixers in the playoffs, so I'm going back to my childhood squad.
How you feeling Wednesday night? They beat Miami, or what's going on? It's in Miami, right? Yeah, Miami.
They beat Miami. Miami's like the Knicks. They play on grit.
Here's my thing about Miami, real quick. We haven't seen Jimmy buckets yet.
Playoff Jimmy, that's why.
We haven't seen that. You know, that team that comes up from the cellar and just dominates. We haven't even seen glimpses of it yet. Can they turn it on now? Let's see.
Yep.
I know all I think of when I texted you guys, when I think of Jimmy Butler and Sixers, Tobias Harris over me. I still think that. I think they beat you Wednesday night. I do.
Miami loves running zone, especially in the playoffs. And for whatever reason, these guys are lost out there. Lost. That's what at least the Celtics, I know that every time we play them, they run some sort of zone.
That's why I worry about them, man. Spoelstra's he's a beast.
Spoelstra's a great coach, man.
He's the best in the NBA.
And you're right, Mike.
This
is what if Brunson does against him, you know he's going to be game for. So if we play them in the first round and Brunson goes out and beats them in 5, I want to hear an apology.
Chris, I have zero doubts that Brunson could put up 30 a night in the first round. I don't care who they play. Because if you give any star in the NBA that many shots, they're going to score 30
But you got to
points.
go out and do it, Mike. There's nobody to worry about on the Knicks.
They would all do it.
There's nobody to worry about on the Knicks.
Every single star player in the NBA would get 30 points a night if you gave him as many shots as Brunson's taken. Every single one.
I don't think and play 73 games and do it night after night after night. I don't think they do. I think they burn out. He played 73 games this year.
Yeah.
Embiid soft. Tatum soft. Lillard soft.
Hey,
Embiid soft. Dude. He might not even be in a 7-game series. He can't even play 7 games in a row. Come on, man. He's soft.
I get it.
He's soft, dude. Brunson played
You're
73
right. He may
games
not
this
play
year.
7 games in a row.
And he does it night after night, no matter what you throw at him. No matter what you throw at him.
You don't have to explain your love for him. I get it.
It ain't a love. It's facts, dude.
I love Isaiah Thomas like a
Don't compare Isaiah Thomas to
Jalen
Brunson.
I get it.
He did the same thing, Chris. Matt made a great analogy earlier. You can't dispute that. You can't.
It's not the same.
It was the same. Either that or you just don't remember because it was the same.
King of
Thomas
the
was
fourth.
the man for the whole season.
Jalen Brunson doesn't have a cool nickname. Come on. King of the fourth.
Captain Clutch, baby. Captain Clutch.
You made one up.
Captain Crunch? That's what you
Captain
said?
Clutch. No, I didn't make it up. And I hear like on stuff I listen to him. Nah, I didn't make it
Captain
up.
30 shots a night.
Look how efficient he is, Mike. Look at his. Look
He's
at his
a good
stats.
shooter. He's a good shooter.
Look at his stat. Tony P, you saw him in person. You got to witness greatness.
Topher, I agree with you. I've been trying to get in and chime in and tell you I agree with you.
Please do. You got to tell me to shut up. Yeah, no problem doing it the other night.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson's got he has the step back three that is unguardable right now.
Floater in the lane. He's lefty.
Yeah, floater in the lane. Listen. Damian Lillard is going to come in and he's going to score over 30 points a game because he will be shooting those shots. So we'll find out from this debate if Damian Lillard shoots 30 shots a game, will he get over 30 points a game? There you go. The playoffs are here now. Cream is in the pudding.
Whoa. $20 in a jar.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a good time for some dumb shit to get to our break. So
the Jalen Brunson fan club has been brought to a pause.
We'll take a break and then we'll come back, and Steve, our producer, will explain this wheel and the new.
Come on now, you're the host.
Chaos will ensue.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
but be sure to like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Check out our websites in the description, and we will be right back.
Go tell Chris on IG how bad the Knicks are going to be.
Hey, just because you blew the scoring in the first round doesn't mean you can't explain the competition in the second.
Okay. And don't forget to vote for Matt. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Still in fourth. Let's go.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Fashion Conferences podcast. We are going to go over the new playoff rules for the competition. I'm going to take it as far as I can get, and then our producer Steve is going to come in and explain his brainchild to us and all the listeners.
That's a good way to put it.
We all need help.
Mike, we needed help last time. We needed help this time, and he's like so mad at us. He does not understand.
Here he is now. Calm down.
But before I get into that, just let me take a minute to say that we are always looking to expand our Clashing Conferences family. So
like and subscribe, baby.
Like and subscribe. Reach out if you like to do what we do here and just banter and talk shit to each other about our favorite teams.
Hell, watch our reels on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, conversate, talk to us about what we talked about on the pod. That's fun.
Yeah. Just interact because it really helps the platform for sure. So let's get into our new rules. I have to pull up my notes because
complicated.
Likes his rules. He's already.
Yeah. I can already tell that I have to step in. I can already tell I have to step in.
Take it from the start.
Go ahead, and I'll correct you when you're wrong.
Dad is home.
I would just like to point. Hold on. I just like to point out that I have to be here because you guys can't even figure out if turnovers are a good or bad thing. So
yeah, speaking of that,
but
I want to see a reel, please.
We're moving on from that.
Yeah, I would too.
So the very first thing that was controversial already, Mike disagreed, but points will carry over from the regular season due to the late start. So the points as they stand will carry over into the playoffs.
Mike has zero.
Zero.
Right?
Yeah. I think Mike got 0.
Mike has 2.
I think he got 0.
Mike, look, only one person makes the rules here, and it's Dave.
Yeah. Well, I just want to
I don't know. He can't explain the rules.
Yeah. Keep going.
No, Mike accused me of cheating on the last one, trying to say that I gave Chris to win, and now he's
trying
got
to
2
cheat
points when he
again
should
by
have
giving
0.
Chris to win. You just trying to repeat this once again, Steve. You trying to give Chris 2 championships in a row.
Listen, I'm just trying to create good content for a podcast. All right, if I got to cheat a little bit, that's what I'm gonna do.
Friend shit.
Hey, listen, all I want is a reel. I just want to be proved right. Since nobody got to witness the Chicago episode, I just want proved right.
All right, let Dave make his point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a point to make. I was just going to go on to the next rule. First 3 rounds of the playoffs, each team rep will pick one team each round they think they will win, and one team each round they think will lose. And it can't be from the same series. Each rep will also pick how many games each of those series will last, or a bonus pick. So, how do we score points that way, Steve? And you want to explain the point system?
Yeah, so you're going to pick your one team that you think will win, your one team that you think will lose, and if you guess correctly on either one of them, then you will have the opportunity to get a second point if you guess the amount of games correctly. But you have to get the win or loss correct in order to get that extra bonus point. So if the first round, if Mike's girlfriend team's in the first round, the Sixers, and he picks them to win in 4, if they win in 5, he will get 1 point for the win, but he doesn't get his bonus. If they win in 4, then he will get the point for the win and a point for the bonus pick as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, what if they lose in 4? Then I get no points because I didn't get my winner. I got the number of games right, but I didn't get the winner right, so I get 0 points. Right?
Yeah, that is correct, Mike. If your win or loss pick is incorrect, you're not eligible for your bonus point.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, and one more thing to clarify. So if he picks his team to win and then the team that to lose, and both of those hit in the same amount of games, in the game that he picks that's a possibility of 4 points in that.
That's correct.
First
that is
week.
correct.
Yeah, for the first 3 rounds. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's correct.
So can we just go over? So obviously half the teams we don't know yet, but the matchups we do know right now are Bucks, Pacers,
Brunson,
Magic, Cavs, Timberwolves, Suns,
the New York Brunsons.
Yep.
And then the other one is
it's disrespectful.
The
There's some other
Clippers,
good players
right?
on that
Mavs
team
Clippers
that deserve some flowers.
Yeah, so we're not going to actually pick until episode 30, next episode, because not all the teams are solidified yet.
No, listen. I'm picking right now. Bucks are winning this series.
Shut your mouth.
So okay, so
in 7.
that's the other part of that too. Is everybody in the very beginning is going to guess which team they think is going to win the whole thing. So we'll
so that comes first.
Yeah, we'll pick that in the beginning, and if the team you pick actually wins the whole thing, you'll get an additional 5 bonus points.
I'm buying all your flags and burning.
To win?
We win.
Yeah.
I will burn all your flags in my backyard. Know that.
So this is what I did.
I want to see a video.
I will tap dance on those ashes. Woo! I'll put it out with champagne too. Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
Every time you beat a team, you're going to burn a flag.
100. Well, I'll wait till the end because I'm not going to get all excited. You got to wait till you win.
Hold on, wait. What? Hold on. What are you going to do? You're going to burn my Bucks flag?
If I beat whatever, if the Celtics win the championship, I don't care who's in the way, but your flag and the Knicks and probably the Hornets too, just because I'm burning all their flags in my backyard and I'm tap dancing on the ashes. So, that's a championship. Again, at that point, come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Is everybody on the same page with the main round there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And we in the next round we'll pick the next round. So I can pick the Knicks every round if I wanted to.
And you will. You will.
Everything.
Not necessarily
until they're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to.
All right.
So Steve, that's a possibility for Mike to get both his hits in the amount of games. He has 4 points, and then we come to a new element and we add a wheel into it.
Correct, because we have to make it complicated.
Yes. And this is where
you lost everybody, but I get it.
Blank stares from all 5 of us.
Yeah. All right, guys, ready?
Yeah.
We spin a wheel.
We think
it's going to land on something, and we do it. Is that simple?
I like the colors.
No. So we did. We threw an intentional mix into it just to kind of make it exciting. And it actually benefits the participants and the viewers and listeners and our fellow podcasters. So there's a mix of things on this special wheel just for this next round of playoff episode. So the two things that affect this competition, there is a bonus activated and a triple double. If bonus activated gets landed on, that means even if the team you pick to win or lose does not win or lose, but you guessed the games correctly, you can still get a point for guessing the game correctly. So
we're not going to show the wheel.
No.
Next week.
No, you guys can't handle that.
Oh.
You guys obviously can't handle that. I'll release some behind the scene footage and everybody will understand at that point. But no, so that's the triple double. If that gets activated, all that's going to say is if you guessed both right, so you guessed the win or loss correctly, and you guessed the amount of games correctly, it's a triple double. So you'll get triple the amount of points for that. So instead of getting 2 points, you would get 6.
See, Mike, this gives you a shot.
This gives Mike
what
a
do
shot.
all these points mean? What do we get?
I'm already going to win, Chris. We don't need to know the matchups. I'm taking whoever plays the Knicks in 5.
We don't got to wait till next week. We're
ready. I picked.
And is that your heart?
I got my picks.
Is that your heart? Is that what you really think is going to happen?
That's really what I think is going to happen.
Wow. So when it doesn't happen, then you'll say Brunson's good and all that?
No, I'll tell you what. If it's the Heat, if you play the Heat, you lose in 7. If you play the Sixers, you'd be lucky if it makes it to 5.
Topher, can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Tony, because I got to get off here at some point. I'm not supposed to be on camera. So I just want to explain the logic behind rolling the points over. You can agree with it. You can disagree with it.
You wanted your childhood best friend.
I wanted my childhood best friend.
That's the lie.
No. We started the basketball season late. We were supposed to have a group earlier. It didn't happen, so it kind of came on late. And I just felt like we didn't have enough time in the regular season to get traction in the points. And it just felt fair to just roll it over and keep it moving instead of starting over fresh. Mike, at that time, you had 1 point. So for me to take you back to 0 was actually me thinking about you.
No, because if Chris had come back to 0 also, well, then it wouldn't have mattered.
Then it wouldn't be from 6 to 1. It would be 6. It'd be 0-0. But now he should technically have 0. So
yeah.
Well,
what do the points mean?
Mike, what does it mean? Have your team just beat the Knicks?
Officially has
win
to.
The series.
You may feel free to agree or disagree.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. So
you get a championship belt.
Unlike Dave, I'm not afraid to stand my ground on my thoughts and
I didn't get nothing.
Things.
I just basically got accused of being in cahoots to get the win because I grew up with him. That's basically all I got for winning. That's it.
It's all right. The banter's great. Before I bang out, Dave, thanks for pointing out the fact that this platform is for everybody, just like the group you have here. Passionate sports fans that love to just get together and banter with friends and other people. That's what this platform is all about. So anybody has interest in joining a group, any sport, reach out to us. We'd love to get more groups going and keep this thing moving forward. So thank everybody for listening.
The golf group is going to be riveting.
We actually had talks about that in Chicago. By the way, that episode will be released at a later unknown date.
That episode will never be released.
That was, somebody got fired. Speaking of which.
Yeah. You got to tell me about that.
Corey got fired. Yeah.
He got at least put on probation.
Yeah. It was interesting, to say the least. Tony P may stir some things up, but I was struggling releasing it, so I gotta do some work with it. It was fun. So when that drops, everybody be ready for that special episode. All right,
heavily edited.
All right, I'm banging out.
Walee's probably trying to see the episode to see his shout out, man. Poor Walee.
All right, everybody, if you want Corey to come back, reach out and tell us you want Corey to come back. Until then, he's fired. You know what you did, Corey.
All right.
Well, so that's gonna be it's a little less complicated without the wheel. I'm being honest. It was explained better than looking at that wheel when we first saw it.
It just gives Mike an option, a chance to get more points. But he's picking against the Knicks, so he's going to lose this competition too. So
we'll see.
Topher, if the Knicks lose, are you going to cry?
I'll be upset. I'll be really disappointed.
Again.
I'd be really disappointed. Like,
hold on, I'm back. He cried. He cried. He absolutely cried. Greg got still shots. You cried. I'm out.
That sounds like two people in cahoots right there.
Here's three people in cahoots.
Oh my God!
Oh, he brought a prop.
Just be careful.
You can put that in the fire with the banners with Matt's fire pit after the first round.
We got that. We got the possible MVP and the and the MV3, baby, the magnificent Villanova 3. Let's go. Them guys are balls.
Playoff time, baby.
That might be the dumbest thing you've ever said on either podcast.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I said something dumber about that guy.
It'll be good.
Giants. Not whispering his name. He's like,
wow, that's terrible.
Let's edit that one out.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But you know how you don't say people's names that do terrible things?
Matt, yeah.
That was the joke.
Not promoting that, yeah.
I see some funny videos, though. They say it looks like he's on Adderall because his eyes are all bugged out.
He does.
It's crazy.
Who?
I'm not allowed to say his name. I'll lose a point.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yikes.
All right. Well, next time we see each other, we'll be in the
obviously,
playoffs.
Chris is excited for the playoffs, and Tony P is.
Hold on. Can we? This is what I want to know, guys. All right. Obviously, we talk a lot of crap on the podcast. I want to know everybody's opinion. Do you think the Bucks are going to win this series against Pacers? Like, if you
not
had
a chance on this planet,
Pacers.
You are going to be a sad bear first round, Tony.
You need to be 500 whenever Giannis gets back, if he comes back. And if he doesn't come back, you're done. You're toast.
Why I'm thinking
if he comes
7
back
games.
And you're down in the whole 0-2 already, you're probably toast as well.
And he's got to
get the
like
1-1 if he's coming back game 3.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what you said too. I think that's what his analysis was. You wanted to be 1-1. You wanted to pull one out of your ass. You wanted Lillard to have a good game, which he should because he's the only option.
Lillard's good enough. Lillard's good enough to do it by himself for one game.
Yeah, well, why didn't he do it when he had a chance to have this 2 seed the other day and he laid an egg and looked terrible and went 1 for 11 in the first half? He was awful the other day on Sunday.
Guys, that's
the other point, Mike. You got to do it. You got to do it, and Brunson does it. I mean, that's the other point. It's easy to say anybody can do it, but you actually got to do it.
So
tell me somebody, anybody ever in the history of the league that shot 30 shots a game and didn't do it. And didn't do it.
The same thing. We're talking about the same crap.
I'm not doing it. I'm not biting this time.
Just saying, everybody does it if they get the chance. Like
night after night after night after night for 73 games, being one of the most prolific scorers in the league this year. He was top 3. He has the first 30. I knew you're going to say it's because he has.
We're going to see in the playoffs.
We're going to see in the playoffs, Topher.
All of your
you
teams,
are going to see
the playoffs are tighter. Every team plays better defense across all these series. Playoffs are a different monster.
I know, 100%.
Everybody starts over.
Can I issue a public apology?
And he was awesome in the playoffs last year. In the elimination game, he had 41. I mean, he was balling. He was good. And he's better this year than he was last year.
Topher!
Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to issue an apology to Gilbert Arenas. I apologize because I was wrong. The Celtics actually have won 3 championships in the last 30 years, not 1. So just sorry that he didn't do his math and homework. So sorry, Gilbert. I wanted to say I'm sorry. I also wanted to apologize.
He owes you an apology.
Yeah, I thought you were really giving it was sarcasm.
I got to apologize to you guys though, because the heavily edited Chicago episode was like doing stand up, where you always do stand up with the hopes of this goes well, and I hope people laugh and think this is funny. And sometimes it doesn't do that even a little bit, and then you just are like, burn the tape. Burn the jokes. Don't do that again. So cool. I promise everything is sports related, and I hope that this redeems Matt Libz.
Did you get grounded from Matt Libz? Is that so? That's what
I personally
happened?
asked to edit Matt Libz because of how bad it was. I was ashamed of me, so I wanted to. So I'm hoping these questions fix it up.
You're gonna redeem yourself now.
I'm gonna start with you, Dave.
All right.
Favorite television host of all time?
Ooh. Shoot. I'm probably just late night host or anything.
Any TV host.
I really like that Rutledge Wood guy. I'm not a NASCAR guy, but I know that's where he came from. But he's been on Top Gear and a few other things. He's just like a cool, wholesome dude. I think he's a pretty nice guy.
Like it?
Are you a NASCAR guy, Dave?
No, I'm not. But I love Top Gear, and that's what I watched him on. And then he's been on a few other things too. But.
Tony, shut up, because you're gonna mess up my joke. Not joke, but my question. Shush. You're in the audience on this one. Shush. But Tony, Giannis, they sat him down. They sat Giannis down. You get waxed by the Pacers. You're out. You're the GM next year. What do you do?
Try and hope that we can get some over-the-hill players to sign cheap contracts. I mean, we got to build a bench. We need to get a bench. So hopefully we get some guys who want to come to Milwaukee and pull the team together.
You keep Middleton. You keep Lillard. You keep Doc. You keep everybody.
Okay, so the thing
I was getting ready to say that's what you just did. You brought in some old washed up players. Sorry.
I know, but
sorry.
Okay, Topher, what else are we supposed to do? We don't have draft picks.
You're a fake GM. Make it up.
Okay, I'm telling you, we have to keep Doc because we're paying 3 coaches right now. So Doc's staying. All right, we're keeping Giannis. Damian Lillard staying. Middleton won us a championship and is a lifer forever. He's a buck for life. First trade I would do is try and get rid of Brooks Lopez. We got to get his contract off the books, and we got to. I think. We need a guy who can hit threes at the center.
Would you take this version of DiVincenzo?
Dude, DiVincenzo's DiVincenzo. It's the same version it's always been.
It's not. He's playing way better. He was on the bench when we got him. He's a way better player now than he was for you guys.
I mean, I'll take him on the bench.
Look at his numbers.
It's like a Superman uniform when you put in that next year.
Are you saying as a starter
I think it's because of playing with his boys. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think they all 3 are playing better together. But what's that?
I was saying I'm not taking him as a starter, but I mean for my bench, I'll take anybody I can get on my bench right now. Listen, the Bucks need to just go through anybody and just have open tryouts, and then we'll start anew on the bench. Let everybody go. I tried to talk myself into these players at the trade deadline. The Daniel Gallinari's, the Pat Beverleys, they're not working out. That's where we got to get rid of. The stars and the coach aren't the problem. Yep. And we're also paying them a lot of money. All right, next question.
Mike. You're getting a double dose because I thought Corey was going to be here. So I'm going to give the first one. Will just be rapid fire. Just give me your answer. Wolves or Suns?
Suns.
Pacers or Bucks?
Is Giannis playing?
Game 3.
Mike.
I'm going to say Pacers. I'm sorry, Tony.
Clippers, Dallas.
Us first the world, baby.
Oh, Dallas.
Cleveland, Orlando.
Cleveland. Lock it up.
Brownies or cupcakes?
Both, man.
I pick one.
I'm a sweets guy. You don't even know. Cupcakes.
Family Guy or South Park?
My nickname in college was Beefcake.
Dude Love or Cactus Jack?
I do not know these people.
Pass. Tacos or burgers?
Burgers.
All right. Can't say Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron. Give me your Mount Rushmore.
Wow.
I would need more time than we have.
Fair. Think about it. That's your homework. All right.
That's a good answer, Mike. That's good.
We go to Topher. Very excited. I made sure I wrote down exclamation points.
Oh, man.
Sorry, dude. You have to trade Jalen Brunson at the end of the year. Give me a proper trade package that you think would be fair for him.
Oh, my God.
Trade for?
Nobody's good enough to trade for Brunson.
Daniel Jones.
No, I mean, I'm really hooked on Brunson, man. I know. You're saying
gotta do it. Give me somebody. It's fantasy. You can do whatever.
Yeah. I would want Embiid. Why wouldn't you want Embiid? He's a prolific scorer.
You just trashed him.
I know. I mean,
now he's like, if I could have anybody, I'd take Embiid.
I'm naming a couple players. I'm not done. You didn't let me answer. I mean, Embiid's
that was the first person that came to mind.
I'm trying to think of people. I'm trying to think of. The whole point is I got to replace this guy, and I got to go in thinking I'm going to have the guy, right? A healthy Embiid night after night after night would be a good. He can't do it though.
You're about to see it in the playoffs.
He couldn't play 7 straight games 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't done answering the question. It's a package, right? And then I'm thinking, like,
now you want Maxey too? You want Maxey and Embiid for Brunson?
Absolutely. I want them both.
And the first round pick for like the next 15 years, and that's what you give up Brunson for?
And I would take, and I was trying to think what I would take for. I would want Giannis, but you would have to give me more.
That is out of control.
So I mean, this ain't going to happen. But if it's going to happen, then you're going to give me a lot.
That's a great question, Matt.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yes. Dave, back to you. So if hypothetically everybody on the show met up and we had some sort of sports Olympics to compete against each other, a sport or a skill that you think you would win in would be blank.
Ooh. I'm pretty good at beer pong, but I have a feeling a lot of people in this room are good at beer pong. So I don't know. Like, your typical like backyard white people games, like cornhole, ladder ball. I got a chance at least.
Unexpected answer, but good answer though. That was interesting. All right. So this one, everybody's got to put their thinking cap on because it's going to be dominoes to get us out of here. So I'm going to ask Tony a question, but it applies to everybody else too. So really think for a second. If you could steal from any other sport an athlete to come join your
Daniel
team,
Jones.
See, it has to make sense. Come on.
Andrew Thomas.
Hold on. For example, like
That's
for
ridiculous.
me, if I was going to say, like, give me Gronk to come play small forward and just, hey, you, dum-dum, get under the hoop, get the ball. You got it. He couldn't rip down 10
All right,
boards.
I got one.
Daniel Jones.
I don't. I got one for real. It's all make-believe, right? Can I go?
Whoever, but Tony was first. But yeah, if you got it,
Tony, you're first. It's yours.
I don't know. You go first. Get the juices flowing because I got to think.
All right, I would like to see a healthy LeBron James play tight end in the NFL. I think he would be dominant.
You get to bring Topher. You get to bring an athlete to the Knicks. Like, hey man, it's wild style. Bring him to the Knicks.
I thought you said just take an athlete and put him in another.
Like I'm bringing Gronk. Gronk is 6'7". He's big. He likes to hit people. He can jump. And if you just say, "Hey, you go get the ball," he's going to do it. So that's my call. But you know what I mean? Like. Maybe, again, like Chara.
Does it have to be a current player?
It could be anybody. But, like, Chara was, like, what, 6'11"? He was a giant. Yeah. You could put him at power forward. Hey, you, put your hands up. They play defense. Whack. Yeah,
All right, I'm bringing Deion Sanders because he dominated it. He was, I'm going to say dominated, but he played he was a top athlete in 2 sports. So if he can do it in 2, which is very an underrated thing, I mean, you don't hear a lot about it. Me and Steven were talking about that the other day. I mean, he dominated. He played. Didn't he win a championship in both?
Probably.
I don't know.
Bo Jackson.
Well, I don't know. Healthy Deion Sanders.
I don't know. Bo would just run through people. I need basketball. I need
taking OJ. That's who I pick.
Ooh.
OJ did him.
Cut right through the defense.
He's good at stealing. Boom.
We know what he would do. We don't need. Okay. Yeah.
Good at stealing.
Well,
wow. He got caught doing that.
My quick and thoughtful Google search says that Micah Parsons was the NBA Celebrity Game MVP this year. So I'm going with Micah Parsons.
Okay. See? Does his homework. I like it.
Pays to go last.
Tony P, I figured it would be somebody on like the Packers that you would have been in love with.
So I was thinking about, the Packers are, I don't know, they're not, Aaron Rodgers. That's who I take, Aaron Rodgers. Boom.
He don't play for the Packers.
Boom. But he's
a Jet.
All right. Thanks, Matt. That was way better than last week.
Way better.
All right. Do we want to have any closing arguments or some end on some dumb shit here? And
no, I got all my Brunson shit out.
Go Knicks, and Mike has 0. That's my closing arguments.
I'm just saying, if you let me shoot 40 times a night, I could score a couple buckets too.
Could you score 40?
I could get 30? A couple. I get one. I
don't think you would score a damn basket.
I'd get 1 or 2. If you
I don't think you would score a single basket in NBA if you shot 40. You couldn't even take 40 shots.
Hey, I just watched Air Bud. A dog can do it. We can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
go Knicks.
Thank you guys. And
come on, baby. I'll stay here.
Not forget to smash the like button, interact. Let us know if you're a fan and you want to get involved in the platform.
The Knicks are on Tuesday. I ain't recording next week.
You're not recording next week?
I'll be having a game on.
Oh, yeah, baby. I want to see you. Oh, you're
real time. Let's see the
real time cries. We're gonna cry in real time next week, everybody. Get ready.
Next week we're going live with a crying session. Topher Pete.
Tears of joy, baby. Let's go.
Regardless, it's going to be absolutely.
All right, that's enough dumb shit.
I think we made it.
I think Dave got to go.
We made it, guys. Like and subscribe. Check us out in the description below. Look us up. Thank you.
Sixers.